my dear crafters. Today we're doing magic. I actually think it is, because we're going to turn something as simple and bare as this. This is from the Dollar Tree. You all know them. The mini writing tablets is 3.5 inches by 5. So we're going to get something like this and make this. Look how beautiful this is. It's very hard because it uses chipboard, and I'll show you inside. We're using all 3 of them. I don't think I've ever done a project with all 3. Beautiful, absolutely great for your craft fairs. And this is a higher end, more expensive item, because as you will see, we use more supplies and it does take a while. So, but wow, is it worth it or what? So you can decorate it. I'm going to show you different ways of decorating this. It's not that quick to make, as you will see, but once you get the gist of it, you can really mass produce it. So let me show you what it looks like inside. So when you open it, we have the notebooks here, and the best thing about this is that it's removable. So you can remove it, and once they finish this, they can buy more and they can refill. So it's something they will use for years, because this lasts forever because it's chipboard. So look how beautiful that is. You decorate the inside, you have the notepads here, and here we have a little pocket, and you can do anything here. Just created a very quick small card, and you can send with a card. It's a great birthday gift, handmade, but you can use it for anything. You can have like a gift card here, you can have tags, whatever you want, really. A small note, bookmark, so you choose, or even to send some ephemera, but beautifully decorated. It's really professional looking, and you're going to learn how to make this in about 20 minutes. So there you go. This is my project for today. You will love it. So let's move to the tutorial. So we're going to start by making this cover here, okay? Your chipboard cover. For that, we need 2 pieces of chipboard that are 5 1/4 by 3 5/8. So 5 1/4 by 3 5/8. And this piece here is 3/4 of an inch wide by 5 1/4. And the paper that we're going to use, you can use either paper or cardstock. Actually, if it's very hard, I wouldn't use it. If it's very thick paper, don't use it, because the chances are that it's going to crack here. So you can use paper or just light, like Recollections. This one is a Recollections paper, so it works just fine. So the paper here is 9 3/4 by 6 3/4, okay? And we're going to position it. So this is basically what we want. We want to center it. The distance here is about, it's a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. So I will show you when it's glued, okay? And one way for you guys, if you don't know the distance here, what I do, and because I can already eyeball it, but if you get your chipboard and you glue 2 pieces of chipboard, that should be enough to be like the distance here. So if you have 2, you just put it here and use it as a guide, okay? So there we are. We're going to glue that. I really recommend you using double-sided adhesive, but just because it's a video, because you really make sure that it's straight. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, but just because it's a video, I'm going to do this a little faster. So I'm just going to use my very glued art glitter glue, which is great for this, very strong glue. Yeah, make sure it's strong and it's not very watery. You don't want your paper, when you see that your paper is warping and full of bubbles, it's the glue. The glue has way too much water. Helmers is like that. Helmers, the basic Helmers that you use with kids and stuff, that's basically water. So That's one I never use for crafting. Unless I'm playing with kids. You don't want to use your more expensive glue if you're just having fun with kids. So there you go. So this is a good distance here. And I love working with chipboard. It really adds a lot of, it looks so professional when you use your chipboard. Makes a difference. You putting a lot of glue here, but you're supposed to. Okay, that's good. So make sure it's all straight. And what I do is I turn around and I use my spatula just to make sure that I spread it really well. That's when your bone folder or spatula, whatever you use, can come in handy. And now, here's a very, very important tip for you. Sometimes if you just fold it in, it's going to crack right here on the corner. Here's the way you avoid that. You just slowly work your paper like this. This is basically telling the paper, okay, I want to break these fibers a little bit so you get used to this movement. And please do not crack. This is what you're telling your paper when you do that. And it works, guys. So make sure that you just play with it a little bit before you glue it and you fold it in, okay? You don't want your paper to be cracked. It's going to ruin your project. So once you do that, we're going to cut, and of course I forgot my scissors again. It's amazing. Okay, I'll go get it. So I'm back. And what is the distance here? Because that's where we struggle, right? This is like 1/8 of an inch. So I just eyeball it, make sure that it's 1/8 of an inch right here, and I do that. Look, it's very close, but not too close. Because if it's too close, you're going to see this point here. It's going to come out. So it's going to show, and you don't want that. So there you go. Same thing on all 4 sides. Making sure that you have 1/8 of an inch. That's the distance here. And there you go. So again, working your paper, and now we're going to glue it in. I usually do the larger side first. Make sure that on the corners you have enough glue. So here's how I do this. I just press it in like this, and I kind of close it, but not really, but just again to work your paper. And then you get your bone folder and you press it down, and also here on the corners, it really helps. So press it in really well. And you're going to do the same thing on all 4 sides, okay? And if you cut, what happens if you give it a little more space here, you're going to see that there is, this one doesn't, but if you see that there is a lot of paper here, just press it in with your bone folder like this, and it will be fine like that. You just press it in, press the corners in. If you see that there is paper that maybe you left, that's what happens when you leave a lot of space, more than you need. But that's not a big deal. If you do what I just showed you, it's gonna look fine, okay? So again, slowly fold in your border here, and with your bone folder, I'm going to make sure that it's aligned with the sides. There you go. Now we're going to do the same thing here. And we are done. So now what we need to do is, you need a piece of paper. I'm just going to, I got some white showing here, and I do not want that, because that's what's going to show. You do not want that to happen. So I'm just kind of trimming my paper here. And this paper here, I like it to cover most of it. Some people like to leave a larger border. For me, this is great. This is really good. So this paper here, let me find it, is 8 by 4 7/8, okay? So we are going to do the same thing Put a lot of glue here, and if you want, use your double-sided adhesive, okay? It's really good because you make sure that it is straight and there are no bubbles. But this should be good. This glue is really, really strong, so... And I always have, this is an element that I have in all my videos, in the description. I always have a link to this glue because it's really, really good and it's not so expensive. So here we are. Let me see if it's the right, yeah. There you go. I have a little bit of a border here and less on the top and bottom. So if you want the same, which is fine by me, you can just cut a little bit, not as tall as this one. This one is 8 by 4 and 7/8. So maybe you do by 4.5. I think I'll do that next time. Yeah, I think I'll have that measurement because it gives a more even. But this one is fine too. So just making sure that it's really, really glued because you're going to fold it. And once you fold it, if it's not very straight, it's going to show all bubbles, a lot of bubbles. So there you go. We have the base. And here's what we do here because we're going to slowly, again, use your bone folder to help, again, avoid that your paper cracks. I'm going to do this. And then the other one. There you go. Just use your bone folder to make sure that this is really, really straight. There you go. So we have the base, okay? So that's done. And the next thing we're going to do now is the inside. So for the inside, we're going to add a pocket here, and then we're going to embellish your writing tablets, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this aside, and we're gonna work first let's work on your pocket. Let me just get my glue here ready to go. So basically this paper here is 3.5 by, no, sorry, 4 by 2 3/4, okay? And we're going to do half, well, sorry, 1/4 of an inch on both sides here and here at the bottom. So make sure that you have this facing up, okay? If your paper has some kind of design, because you want this at the bottom. So put that aside, and we're going to just fold it. And we're going to cut the corner here. So I like to do, yeah. Just cut this like little square on the corner. And when you glue it, you want to make sure that you fold in the sides and then you glue this on top of the sides. Let me show you here. See, you want this to go in. Why? Because if you do this, every time you put something in, it's going to get caught here on the corner. So what I always do is I glue the bottom part over the sides. So just here, put some glue right here on the corner, fold it and just hold it, okay? And then you have your pocket and we're going to glue it. See? 4 by 2 3/4. I write it down in case I forget. So we're going to place that. Oh, and I'm sure all of you have something like this at hand. I like to add like a, I cut a piece like a round piece, like a notch here. I'm gonna do it with this. If you have your paper punches, that's fine, but if not, you can always use whatever you have at hand. So make sure that it's aligned. Yeah, this is good. So I'll just get my pencil, write it. Well, I need to have it, there you go. So you make sure that it's aligned, it is, and use your scissors. You do not need necessarily a punch to do this. You know, make your life simple. If you don't have it, just use whatever you have. And you will look fine. Look at this. See? Perfect. And I'm going to just cut the edge here because I don't want it showing. Because once you cut this round part, it's going to show if you don't cut the edges. So there, we're going to place this here. It's gonna look perfect. Just gonna trim. I have a little piece of paper showing here. So we're going to put some glue. And put it down. Perfect. So just press it down and you have your beautiful pocket. In this pocket, what I do, I make sure to use, after I press it down a little bit, I usually use my bond folder to just go in and loosen up in case the glue went into places that it's not supposed to go. Just use whatever I have here to make sure that it's not glued. It's not. Let me see if because this bond folder, yeah, this bond folder, it's a little too thick for that. But if you have the thin one, so we have a pocket, and this pocket you can use for cards. For that one I made cards, or you can use for tags, you can use for ephemera if you send an ephemera to friends. So that's it. So we have the pocket, the inside is ready. We're going to now embellish our tablets, which is something very easy to do. Let's get this plastic off, and we're going to basically cover that with the same paper. That is the same paper here. So we need for that, and we use all three, we need a piece of paper that is 3.5 by 6 3/4. You don't want this to be upside down. So basically, you're just going to have like a little flap here that you're going to fold in, because this doesn't show. You're not going to see it. So you don't need to cover the whole thing. So what I do is I just kind of work the paper, get my bond folder here, pinch it with your fingers, use your bond folder, and then you're just going to glue it in place, okay? And no problem, you can use glue here, not a problem, and on the back. That's what you're gonna do. So what I do is I just position it like this and make sure that it's aligned and it's centered and it didn't go anywhere it's not supposed to go, yeah? So you just put glue here and then you're going to just fold it in, okay? There you go. I'm going to press it with my fingers. Use my bond folder here. Very delicately. To make sure. So some people, I've had people ask, well, if you add glue, can you still pull the, yeah, you can still pull the pages. They still come off just as, if you don't want to use liquid paper, use double-sided, not a problem. So we have that ready, and the only thing we need to do now for this is we're going, as I told you, this is going to be replaceable, so you can refill and put a new because this is going to last forever, so you want to make sure that people will use it for a long time. So here's how you do this. So you have this hard back. I have just a piece of paper here, just as a wrap. It's like 5 by 1 1/4, and you go all the way to the top because that's where it's going to stay. Centralize it and just fold it, okay? Fold it kind of loosely. You don't want to fold it very tight. And once you have that, you know where to position it, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. So we have it folded. Make sure to cut this, don't want this showing. And we're going to put it right here, like 1/8 of an inch from the top. It's gonna be hard for you to see on the video, but I'll show you very close. We just put some glue on these flaps here and here. And we're going to position it right here on the top, okay? Like 1/8 of an inch from the top. And that's fine. Make sure that there's no glue. And very, very important, go with your bone folder and loosen it up. You don't want this to glue to the bottom, okay? And then use your bone folder to strengthen it. Just wait a little bit, and this will be ready for your book to just slide in. So you're going to basically get this. This is fantastic, really, because they'll use it for years. Chipboard will last forever. See how easy it's sliding in? And then you just fold it, and you have, look at that. How perfect is that? Absolutely cool. And I love that the top is decorated as well. That's why I always cover it. And now, guys, what I'm going to show you is basically embellishments. So I'm going to show you how to do this, how to add these 2 holes here, and also how I add, of course, you decorate the cover, and then how to add your ribbon. But this is decoration, and of course, that's up to you. You can stop right now, and you have a beautiful folder, or whatever you want to call this, like a little tiny book, I guess. But you know me, I have to decorate it. So let's do the holes on the side. So here's what we're gonna do. We get our Crop-A-Dile, and you want to make sure, let me show you the other one. We're going to add 2, what do you call, rivets, right? So I have some here, 2, but they're very close. The distance here is like 1/8 of an inch. You want to make sure that they're very close, but not too close that you tear the paper, okay? Why do you need 2? You don't, actually. If you want, you can just make 1 closer to the top here and add your embellishment to this one around the top of your book. I like it like this. I think it looks better than just showing up. So we're going to make the first hole like 1, let me see the distance. I would say it's 1/4 of an inch, kind of 1/4 of an inch, a little less than 1/4 of an inch. You're going to just look at it and say, okay, this is good. It's actually up to you. There's no rule here. So I have the first, and now I'm going to make sure that they're not very far from each other, okay? So I'm gonna go down. This should be good. See? It's like 1/8 of an inch of a distance. And then you're going to apply, let's choose which rivet we're going to use. Oh, this one has a lot of silver, so we're gonna do silver, 2 silver ones. So you're just going to press it down, use your Crop-A-Dile, so you're gonna use that. There we have 1. I'm gonna add another one. And here, of course, you can use anything you want. You can use like pom-poms, you can use, like I do, some charms, whatever your heart desires. So I have 2 rivets here, and what I do, and I'll show you this very closely, okay? You want to make sure that your first, we're going to add one of these rings. I think they're called jump rings. But you want to make sure that it's pretty large, because there is a distance there. And I just open it up like that. And I put it in. Because it has to go. It has goes in. The one bottom, or doesn't really matter. It has to go through both. So it does have to be, I'm going to do it this way. So, I do this so fast just because it's a video. So make sure that it goes. Seriously, Paula? Okay. You know what? Again, sometimes your finger is the best tool. So it goes through the one. There you go. See? We have all this fancy stuff, and then your fingers are the best. So now I'm just going to close it. And then you're ready. There you go. Close the ring. It's here. And now you just hang your stuff here. So I have this. I'm just gonna close it a little more because I can see that there. You want to make sure that it's really, really closed. I'm gonna push it in a little bit. Yeah, it's better now. So I have beautiful butterfly here. It's a charm with these pins. So I'm gonna put this one in. And also I have another one of, where is it? Oh, here it is. So this one already has one of those rings, jump rings. I think that's what they're called. Jewelry people, I know it in Portuguese, but if you do jewelry, let me know. What is it called? So I'm just gonna open this. You can actually add here, but I like to have two different distances. So I'm going to just put this here and close it. Again, I'm gonna use my finger, honestly. It's a little tricky, but there you go. So you hold it. And we have a little tassel with that. So that's that. And the other thing that we're gonna do, but first I am going to decorate the cover, and I'm going to accelerate the video because I don't want this to be so long. And there you go. I have my cover ready, and we're just going to glue that. And the last thing we're going to do is to add one more rivet, because we're going to add some ribbon. There you go. There's always either a motorcycle or a plane every time I'm doing a video. It's amazing. You guys know, because you hear it. I don't even know if you hear it. Sometimes we get so picky about these things and you're not even, you don't even notice, I guess. So there you go. So the last thing we're gonna do is just add our ribbon, and we just need to add another rivet here. So just choose where you want it to go. I think I'm gonna go right there, right in the middle. So there. And I'm going to, for this one, I'm gonna do gold because there's gold here. So we're doing gold. There you go. Perfect. And for this one, we're doing yellow. So how much do you need? You just go around like this. That's how I do it. You leave a little bit for your knot, and as many times rounds that you want. This is good. So cut here. It's better to have more, right? And you just put it in. from the bottom up, and there you go. So we're going to add our little notepads. We'll have that in, and then we are going to just wrap it up. How cute is that, guys? And it does, like I said in the beginning, this is why you should charge way more for this than the quick projects that we make. So I'm just gonna get a little more, because it does take a while and you spend more material. But how beautiful is this? So this is something that you should really charge more. Just do some kind of go to craft. That's what I do. I go to craft fairs around my area and I check out the paper stuff that people make and how much they charge. So look at that, refillable, beautiful, beautiful gift. This will be great for Christmas. I will for sure make some for Christmas for my new craft fairs, Christmas craft fairs. So look at that. We have two beautiful books and your friends will love it. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. And I love when you guys make it and send me pictures at craftingwithpaula@gmail.com. I love to see what you create and you learn in my channel. So thank you so much, guys, for spending your time with me, and I will see you next.